Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we will be doing a review on the Aerosoft CRJ550. I am not a real world pilot, so don't take my word for it. My frame rate right now is around 17 at O'Hare, which is where United Express mostly operates their CRJ550s. So, today we're just going to be flying. We're not really going to be flying it, we're just going to be checking out the interior and all the details that have to go with it. Looking at the sky, I get 34 frames, so I would say it more or less has to do with the buildings here than with anything else. So, one thing I want to mention really quickly is frame rates are honestly really good in this plane, with me hitting around 22 on really high settings at O'Hare, and at other airports that aren't O'Hare or these handcrafted airports which have terrible performance, I get an average of maybe 40 frames. So, first thing I would like to say is you just can't go through this door. It's quite annoying. So, I have set up custom views so I can go through the cabin. So, let's check the cabin out. Not too much detail here. It's just a simple cabin. I would say it's good enough for the average flight simmer who's just going to be looking out the window for flights. I'm happy that it does have a cabin, and I'd rather have a cabin that doesn't look the best than a cabin that is awfully terrible and just doesn't come to exist. The lettering here, it's hard to see when you get closer, but that's fine. I don't find it any issues. Going back into the cockpit, we have different stages that you can start with. You can open your doors, have the chocks, open all the stuff. You can add a GPU ground power unit, open the doors, everything. And so what we're going to do right now is, really quickly, we're going to just close the, wherever it was, service door, and that's really it. We'll just do a review of the aircraft. So, here being outside, set the camera to go a bit slower. We'll set the rotation speed to be pretty slow. Set this to go even slower. Alright. So looking right here, we have our exhaust and all that stuff. It's pretty nice. Here we have a bunch of detail, to be honest. A lot of detail. You can tell that this could fly in 4K. It does look really nice. And it's a plane I'd actually want to fly a bit more. I've always wanted to fly the 550 next plane, and ever since it came out in FS 2020, I've always wanted to fly it. You have all this amazing detail, like operated by GoJet. You can come into the cabin here and look around. Other than that, outside it looks pretty nice. You also have these wheel chocks, and yeah, it's overall pretty nice. Don't mind the Discord sounds in the background. Someone's probably going to be spamming me for the next minute or two. Other than that, we'll continue with our review in the cockpit. So, coming back here into the cockpit, we have a lot of stuff that we can do here. Look at our maintenances, performance. By that I mean like all the passengers and everything. We also have a checklist. So what you can do is we go over here, you can turn on the master battery, get that set up, get all this started up. Do have an FMC, or FMS, more or less. It's like an Airbus McDo and a Boeing. It has a nice similarity between the two. Do all this stuff. Go next page, get our GNS2 position, GNX1, whatever it is. If I can select it, please, or does it have to be the FMC? It does have to be the FMC then. And we can get that set in. We can go to our flight plan page, go to our performance pages, get all that stuff set up. You can go into our VNAV setup and all that stuff. Go into our performance, all that great stuff. You can do all this stuff and get everything nice and set up. We can also have different presets, and overall it's a pretty enjoyable plane to fly. All the lights make nice noises. Or not the lights, the sounds are nice.
Door.
You also have this Firex system tester. You have the gear.
Gear disagree. Gear bay overheat.
Do have our lamp tests, stuff like that. And we also do have all these sounds, all the scrolling sounds, all the clicking noises. Pretty nice. I'm just messing with the airplane now, probably gonna explode here shortly. Now we do have our yacht dampers, everything is how it should be. Actual pilots have tested this plane. Some sounds are the same, but it's not that bad. The wipers, it do turn on. I don't know if they actually go with the rain, so let's try that. Let's see, if there's rain, do they actually wipe the rain off, or is it just a weird feature? Please start to rain. Like, please start to rain. Let's just go, storm. Oh, there we go. Now there's the rain. So as you can tell, the wipers don't actually wipe it away. It just moves and that's it. It's a bit sad. So that's the one thing I wish they would do, but that's really it. So the next thing on our list are all the lights that are on the wings and on the wheels. These lights are pretty much really good. They have a lot of detail put into them, especially the landing lights down here. You usually don't see that much detail in just the landing lights. You can even see all the lettering that says high voltage, and that's like in 1080 or 720. Coming to the back, I don't know if we should be able to see the lights. Not really, because the sun's in the way, but coming to the other side, we also have the lights. And at the front, we also have the landing lights, or the wheel lights. And I think my sim just crashed, so give it a moment. We're at Phoenix Sky Harbor, an airport that doesn't look like it should. And we're going to be reviewing the CRJ550 by Aerosoft. So I've just completed a flight and I felt like doing it. I did record the landing, so I will show that later. Right now we're in a turnaround state. As you can see, these sounds in this plane are great. I'll play something from a bit earlier that'll go with the sounds, but for now it's just gonna be like this. The hydraulics come off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just gonna I'm gonna play some of the clips from earlier about me doing this review. And that, you can disconnect that, get that off, get our plane off in general. So you can see I just finished a 50-minute flight, which is nice because now I got more time on VetSim. I think I just froze the game again. So I'll send it back to those clips. So from an outside perspective, this airplane has a lot of detail going into it. With something I would like to say is that they actually have chocks and they do have the lights modeled. Something that did happen when the flight sim crashed in the second part when I was recording it earlier is we do see all the lettering. The lights are beautifully done. You can see all the details, especially with the APU open. Let's go back into the cockpit. Let's just disengage that really quickly. And that does close. I believe if we turn off the power, it continues closing, yes. And as you can see, that all just goes really nicely. This plane does work. Hydraulics do not work unless hydraulics are on and the plane is on, or I think the plane has to be on, but flaps are nicely done. Cabin is neatly done. As I stated earlier, I don't like some of the textures, but it's fine with me. I just look out the window. Wings, beautiful reflections. Outside is beautiful. All the struts, all the little details. Chances are I could go into the wing and just find all the details because this is how good this plane is. You can see we got all the writing, caution low clearance. Do have our call sign, November 504, Golf, Juliet, or GoJet. And yeah, we do have all these details, and that's pretty much gonna just like conclude this. I'll roll a clip of me landing here shortly, but just a quick montage of how everything looks in the cockpit. If I can get this to work.
3, you're cleared to the San Diego airport via the Firebird departure, Firebird 1 departure, Mohawk transition, then is filed. Maintain 8,000, expect flight level 320, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.85, squawk 0726.
Okay, cleared to San Diego via the Firebird 1 departure with the Mohawk transition. Maintain 8,000 after departure. Departure frequency 127.85, squawk 0726, Southwest 1553, or 93.
Southwest 1593, read back correct. You can expect runway 7 left, advised and ready to taxi.
5 ready for taxi, expecting 7 left, Southwest 1593.
American 899, Phoenix Tower, clearance available, advised and ready to copy.
American 899, we are ready to copy.
American 899, you're cleared to the Los Angeles International Airport via the Keens 2 departure, messy transition, then is filed. Maintain 8,000, expect flight level 320, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.85, squawk 0731.
American 899 straight to the Los Angeles International Airport via the Keens 2 departure, messy transition, 8,000, flight level 320, 10 minutes after. And departure frequency is 127.85 and 07.
Welcome to Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. The local time here is 4:42 in the afternoon. It will take our captain just a few minutes to taxi the aircraft over to the gate area. He does request that you remain in your seats with your seatbelt fastened until he has brought the aircraft to a complete stop, and he has turned off that seatbelt sign. Do take a moment to check